Hello.
Oh, hi.
I'm Paris.
Hi.
Good to see you.
You too.
You did a great job in the movie.
Oh, thank you.
So much of action, of physical running and fighting and so on. So how long does it take to get prepared for the role?
A long time. Are you talking about the physical side of the role? Yeah, we trained a lot. Rupert, Zach and I really worked hard to make it believable and hone it and do as many stunts as we could of our own. So it was hard, but it was something I really enjoyed and really embraced and thought was essential to the changes that my character goes through.
Mm. What was the hardest stunt for you?
There was a stunt that we were going to do, which we revised the stunt and reshot it, but it was a loose early draft of the rope scene, where we were going to have it as a different sort of spider web type situation, and there was a day in LA, not in LA, in Singapore, where I was sort of strung up to this kind of spider web of ropes, which I was being held up by my body weight and for about 12 hours, and had a metal harness around me. So I couldn't really go to the bathroom or anything, because it takes an hour to get off and untie and all that. So it was an element of holding my bladder and also circulation being lost in my arms, and trying to perform within that context, as well as a wind turbine blowing in my face and not actually hearing what the director was saying in my earpiece because of the sheer kind of, you know, the volume of the wind turbine. It was just very confusing and quite disorientating, and it was physically challenging as well.
Mm. And I see this movie this morning, and I see that you are in this wind turbine scene on a chair with grey ropes, some kind of bondage things around you. But I recognize there was one trailer where I see you hang there with some bondage knots and a wet rope. So did you make several versions of this scene?
That was the original kind of tryout of what we ended up with in the final edit, and that's the day I'm talking about.
Okay, great. Because this sounds looks like much more harder than sitting on the chair. So how hard was it for you? Did you maybe even think, oh God, I just want to go out?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it was sort of mind over matter. You have to sort of pretend your body's not connected to what's going on in your head, which are terrible thoughts.
Mm. And Rupert told us that during all these shooting scenes, he gets maybe some piece of bullet on his head, because he shot to the floor and then some things, some shell or anything else flipped to his head. So did you have any injuries or any other cuts and bruises during this shooting or fighting scenes?
Yeah, I've still got like quite a few scars on my legs from lots of knee slides that we did, where I refused to wear knee pads because I was showing off, and I thought it would ruin the outfit, and I kind of regret that sometimes, because I now look at my legs and I'm not sure they're ever going to go away. That was pretty hard, and kind of in terms of the scarring level involved. It was very much one of the more enjoyable stunts.
It's an everlasting memory.
Yeah, everlasting.
And did you like those kinds of films? Do you watch action films or sci-fi?
Yeah, I watch all types of films. It really depends on kind of the story and what's going on in it. But I'm not very genre specific when I watch movies. I think good movies can happen in all realms.
Mm. And did you have some secrets from the set for us?
Like what kind of secret?
Yeah, maybe some things that you have to fix, or some things where you have solved some problems because you don't get in the scene as you liked it. This wind turbine thing was a very great story, because with these two kind of versions. So yeah. You have any equal things, because
there's a scene where I put my hair up before I'm about to, we're going to take
in the elevator.
Yeah, and that's something that was not scripted. It's something I decided to do. Ali didn't want me. I don't know if he wanted me to do it, but I just did it, and I'm pleased it stayed in it, because it was an organic very natural instinct to do that, because it was just sort of a very practical thought, which I feel lent a certain realness to it, that if I was going to be taking out lots of SIOPs, I'd probably have my hair in a ponytail.
And it's a very funny moment too, because Rupert is standing very tall, like he would recognize nothing, and then you're doing the things.
Yeah.
That's a great moment. And during the shooting in Berlin, do you maybe have the chance to see some nice things here in Germany, or taste some good German food, drink some good German beer, anything else?
Yeah, I really enjoyed being in Berlin. I think it's a magical place, and we didn't get a lot of time off, but when I did, I would run around the city and discover places and restaurants and bars and the flea market and all sorts. Yeah, it was fun. I like Kreuzberg. I stayed in a few German youth hostels sometimes, just to be not out of Berlin Soho House, which I love very much, but you know, to get a different taste of the city. And yeah, I loved it all.
Did you been here before?
I came here once before, so many years ago, but I'd never spent a significant amount of time here. So being able to was really special to me. And I hope I get to come back with work, because I really enjoy it.
So you don't know any German words, for example?
Only Entschuldigung, which means excuse me, and that's it.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Great. I told Rupert the word for traffic lights, because we have a long word for it. It's called Lichtzeichen-Signalanlage, and he was able to speak it out. So do you want to try it? Lichtzeichen-Signalanlage. Signalanlage.
I can't do it. Rupert's weirdly skilled at that. Like, he'll pick language. But don't let him fool you. He was getting all the cameramen to teach him German throughout filming. So I'm sure he knew that word before.
Okay.
He does this before, and he pretends he doesn't know it, and he does. He's clever like that. He's fluent in Italian as well. I've heard him order wine in Italian. Yeah.
It's an evil guy. Okay.